I thought I'd be a teacher. In fact, I went to teacher training college. Then I realized I didn't want to be a teacher. And my father was so disappointed when I came out of teaching. It was his dream for me that I'd have the same life as him. I always think it's kind of funny now that my life's gone full circle. And I am a teacher. And people write to me and say, oh my God, I saw you on YouTube. I attended your lecture. You changed my life. And before he died, my father was so happy that I'd become a teacher just like him, except my message had gone even further than his. I feel so blessed, so lucky, so privileged to have the best job in the world because it meets every need I have every day. I wake up and I think, oh, Monday I think, oh, who am I seeing today? Just this week I worked with a young girl who was on antidepressants for no reason at all except she didn't know how to fit in. I worked with a billionaire who was completely lost. I worked with a child who thought they couldn't learn. And it's just such an amazing career. And also there's something else that's fantastic. You know, I was a single parent, and for me I felt blessed because I was my own boss. I could work my own hours. I could work entirely around my daughter's kindergarten and then her school. I could set my own fees. So I was making the money I wanted. I picked my own hourly rates. I worked out how many clients I needed to see to meet that. I worked my own hours. I loved the freedom. If my little girl was sick or it was a school play, I could change everything. I never had to say, please, could I have a day off? Please, could I have this afternoon off? So all of my needs were met, and I had freedom to work my own hours, to set my own rates, to be my own boss. And eventually I gave up my very prestigious office in Harley Street and worked from home. And as a parent, that was such a wonderful gift too. So I think I have found the perfect career. I knew I'd found the perfect career years ago, but then in 2015, I found an extension to my perfect career. I started to train people. I've trained 13,000 people to have the career I have, and they write to me every day and say, oh wow, it's amazing. You know, one of the things I loved about my perfect career was this. I would wake up almost every day to a card, a letter, a text, an email saying, Marisa, you just changed my life. I've lost 50 pounds. I've found love. I've got a promotion. I don't stutter anymore. I've stopped picking my skin. This is amazing. But you know what happened when I trained those 13,000 people? I began to wake up to their letters, their emails, their texts, going, gosh, look what came in the mail today. Look at the text I got. Look at the flowers I got. Look at the letter. All my clients only had 3 things wrong with them. They didn't think they were enough. They had a belief that whatever they wanted, it was not available to them, or they felt so different that they couldn't connect. When I trained my 13,000 students, I said, look, if you always look for those 3 things, I'm not enough. What I want is not available to me. And I'm different, so I can't connect. Whatever the client brings in, this is a presenting problem. I've got a nervous twitch. I got a stutter. I blush. I seem to sabotage. I'm in self-destructive mode. Just look for those 3 things and you can never get it wrong. But then I also looked at the 3 ways the mind works. I was taught when I was training to be a therapist, you know, the human mind is very complicated. It's extremely complex and it takes a lifetime to understand it and a second lifetime to put that understanding into practice. I've always been someone who challenges things. And I thought, well, how would that work out then? We don't get a second lifetime. What's the point of getting to 95 going, oh, I understand how my mind works, but hey, I'm 95, what's the point? My clients showed me in every session that their mind only worked in 3 different ways. The first thing is your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. When you say this job is killing me, my kid is driving me crazy, this commute is making me want to die, your mind's like, okay, no more commuting for you, no more going to that place called job, no more kids for you because they're killing you. The second way the mind works is it responds only to the pictures you make in your head. and the words you say to yourself, which is great because guess what? You get to change those. You get to change twice every single day when you understand the way you feel. It's down to the pictures you make in your head and the words you say to yourself. First, you get to change how you think, and then you get to change what you do. And the third way the mind works, and it's what therapists find so vexing, it wants to run back to what's familiar and run away from what is unfamiliar. It wants to run back to what's known while avoiding the unknown. And that sounds very simple until you meet someone who wants to lose a lot of weight, stop drinking, stop acting out. We are hardwired and super coded to go back to what is familiar, back to what is known, back to what is comfortable, while running away from what is unfamiliar, unknown, and indeed uncomfortable. But that's very easy to change. Check out my next video here.